Now, what is the application of the pen tool? Believe me, there are so many applications that is beyond this video, from making a simple shape to a complex shape, for selection, and so on and so forth. Adobe Illustrator has the pen tool. Any drawing software also has the pen tool. So there are so many things that you can do with a pen tool. That is why it is available on all these applications. Now, if you want to make a precise selection, if you have hard edges, not hair, if you are dealing with the hair, then I will recommend you to use the select and mask workspace to remove background if that image have a hair. All right. Okay, so if you have a hard edges like this one and you want to make a precise selection around this, then the pen tool is the right tool to go with over here. All right, so if you want to know some of the application of the pen tool, I think we have already gone through, but let me show you. So when I make this path, let me remove from shape to path, and then let me draw this path. Okay, so when you right click, you are going to see you can create a vector masses, you can delete the path, you can create a custom shape, you can make a selection out of it. So when you click make selection, click on OK, it is going to make a selection. All right, let me right click, create a vector axis. You see that it marks that area, it hides the other path, and you see you just have this path. Okay, so these are some of the applications that you can do, or you can toggle with the pen tool. So let's try to make this selection. Select your pen tool. Remember the letter P to zoom in like I have done here. You can hold down Alt or Option on your PC or Mac, and then use your mouse scroll bar to zoom in and zoom out. So when you zoom, let's start from here. So remember, we can start with a point and then we can continue. But from what you have been through, let's start with 2 points or 2 handles. So I will click and drag to bring 2 handles. So we are making a precise selection around this. Click and drag. Angle is created as too much, so hold down the Alt key or Control key to shorten the handle. Okay, we are okay with it. Next, click and drag to make your shape, and we can also control this one. So to control it, hold down the Control key to control it. Okay, let me click and drag. Click and drag over here. And if you didn't get the position right, don't worry, don't undo, just move it. Hold down the Control key or Command key to move it, and then next I'll click and drag to make this path. Here is straight, so it's very easy, and boom, we have a curve here. So I will click and drag to make that curve. Then from here, let me break the handle. So to break the handle, hold down the Alt key and break the handle. So the Alt key breaks the handle, it introduces the handle and it controls the handle. All right, so that's the function of the Alt key. So click and drag to make your path. All right, just like this, click and drag, and we can toggle with this one. Hold down the Alt key or Control key, any of them will work, and then you continue. So click and drag, click and drag. You click and drag to make your selection. So I'll click here and drag, and there is too much space here, so hold down the Alt key and then bend this one in just like that. So click and drag to create your path. Here is a straight line, so you don't need to worry. Go up to the edge and click over there to create that for you. So we can click to create a point and drag to create or bring the handles. All right, so I'll click and drag to bring this one. Click and drag to bring this one also. Bend this one in. Okay, so this handle is too much, so I will hold down the Alt key, shorten the handle, then boom. So I recommend to you, if you want to make a precise selection, just like I'm doing, make sure you use the pen tool, and then you take your time to go through. And if you want to become comfortable using the pen tool, please practice, because it is practice that is going to make you perfect. Okay? So you will click and drag to bring all this one to the edge of your shape. So I think we have a problem here. So click on the control key and then bend this one in. Then let's shorten this. It's too long. And then also let me shorten this one as well, holding down the Alt key. And boom, we have made our selection. Next, we are going to make a selection around this one. So you can see at the top here, make a selection. So you can make a selection here, click on OK, and the selection is going to be made around the can. Okay, and from here we can duplicate that layer to have it on a different layer, and then we can apply a background to it later. Okay, so to duplicate that layer, Ctrl plus J to make that duplicate. And when I hide this layer, you can see that we have made a very well precise selection. Then from here, let me add a background. So go to FX, click on solid color, and then you choose a color you want, and then you click on OK to apply it, and boom, you are going to see the object against the background. Okay, and this is one of the main applications of the pen tool, to remove backgrounds of an object. Okay, so let's see. This was before, and then let's add this one, and boom, you can see this one is very perfect. And if you didn't get anything right, you can always go back and you draw. Maybe here it was too much, so let me click and make the correct path. All right, click, make the correct path. Then when you are done, just close it and click at the end to close it. Then when you are done, click on selection, click on OK. And you can click on the delete key to delete that layer. But make sure you have that layer selected over here. So the layer is selected, click on delete key, and boom, it is going to remove that area for us. Ctrl O to fit everything to screen. Now our next assignment is to also remove the background of this. I have done the small one. So yours is to deal with the big moth, okay, the big bottle, and then you share with us for everyone to see how far you have come. All right, next one, let's go to the next application.